Hello everybody. As you can see today we are in a little bit unusual setting. We are under lockdown and it's been a few weeks, actually over a month, since we had our last Mondays with Mate episode. And as you might remember, then we were very excited to show the production version of the C2 with the new name and with the final car in Geneva. And just a few days later, Geneva got cancelled. I was pretty upset at that time. I must admit that I also underestimated the situation, but life goes on. It is what it is. And then things started to move very fast. I was even more busy than usual, so that's why we didn't make any new episodes until then, so sorry for that. We were hoping to show the car in front of a live audience, in front of many people in Geneva, so that many people could see it, sit in it, interact with us and so on. Since that didn't happen, we decided to not show it in a, let's say, digital format on YouTube or something. So when will we unveil the C2? As soon as the opportunity arises, as soon as things go back to normal or kind of normal, we will use the first opportunity to show you the final car. Let's see what will happen. We are working on the meantime to not lose too much time, but considering the situation, we were actually one of the first ones to shut down. So just 3 weeks ago, we already decided to shut down all our facilities. So all of the people that could work from home in Rimac have been working from home since then. And then last week, we started to get some of the people back to do some of the physical work. So of course, as a car company, you can only do so much from home. But the priority for us was the security and health of our employees and their families. So if some of the people have, if some of the employees have people within the risk group at their home, we wanted them to keep safe. In the meantime, Croatia has decided to shut down kindergartens and schools. So it would be very hard for the parents that work in the company to organize their work and commute to work and so on. So we decided that it's better to keep the company shut. I must admit, the first few days after we decided to shut down, I was not sure if it was the right decision. I thought it's the wrong one. But now, seeing how the situation has developed, I think it was the right decision. When somebody asks, like, what will happen in a few months, how it will look like in a few months, I'm like, guys, if somebody told you 2 months ago that there would be police blocking the road between two cities here and that all of us would be locked down in our homes, you would say I have a very good drug dealer. And so I don't think it makes any sense to predict what will happen in the next couple of months. So we are, of course, working on contingency plans, and all of the companies, I think, in the world are doing the same. It's going to be a big steer up in businesses, and maybe the impact of the economic situation will be as big as the health situation as well, so who knows. A disturbing thing is that most of businesses, according to some reports that I read, have, or the median business has cash for about 27 days on their account. So if everything stops, they can survive for about a month. We are making a plan to survive minimum until the end of the year, but actually to have a plan for 12 months. In the worst case, like, I don't think this will happen. I think things will go back to normal in a couple of months, hopefully, mostly normal. But in the worst case that, let's say, it takes on much longer, we are working on a plan for that the company survives. That's why I'm not too nervous from a business perspective about the current situation, because we are in a good financial position. Just in the last year and a half, Porsche and Hyundai have invested 100 million euros into the company. So we are in an okay position from that perspective, but of course it has other implications. Projects get delayed, we can deliver batteries and other components on time to our customers and so on. So we are in a very small percentage of companies that have, let's say, some kind of security that we will survive this no matter what. And as part of that, we have also decided that, of course, we will not cut any jobs. So all of our employees will keep their jobs. We will actually continue hiring. So please apply for our jobs on the careers page. We still do interviews and all of that. And all of our employees, no matter if they work from home or not, they are getting full salaries. So the company is paying full salaries, full benefits, as if it was business as usual, and we do not intend to let anybody go or to have any payment cuts during this period. So now we are slowly going back to the company. So we have a few guys working here. for example, to produce the C2 prototypes, because we are now in the testing and homologation phase. So we have to build prototypes to crash them and so on. We are testing actually right now on different tracks in Croatia. We cannot go outside of Croatia, but in Croatia we are testing to not lose the time. So we are doing some activities to not be completely stopped. Of course, the engineers can work at home, the organizational teams can work from home and can do lots of things, but if the production is not at least moving a little bit, then you can't do too much. So the production guys are working here, but only those that are feeling, first of all, healthy, that don't have any symptoms, but second, or even more important, only those that feel safe. So we told our employees, if you for any reason think it's not safe to come to work, don't come to work. So if you have elderly people with you, or you think you're going to get infected or something like that, we told them you don't have to come, it's totally voluntarily. And then we also, of course, make measures that everybody has the protectional equipment and so on. If they come to work, that it's safe to work from them, to keep distances. We don't have meetings anymore. All of the meetings are virtual. So if that's too much or not, I don't know. Time will tell, but we are doing the maximum possible. So what's next? The next thing is I hope that there will be an opportunity soon to show the production car and to do many things with it, to show you what it can do, and that other people can try it, like journalists and so on. But it depends on how the situation will develop. Let's see. The question is also how the world will change because of this. Maybe people will be very thrilled that things go back to normal and everything will be as it was or better. Maybe people will be more careful, travel less. I don't know, maybe the economy will be in a downturn. We are growing really fast. We have hundreds of new employees every year. Some years we were even doubling compared to the previous year. So now we are over 700 employees. And when you grow like that, sometimes it feels like you have a roof that's on fire, but you don't have the walls and the foundations yet. So it's difficult to keep up with the organization and processes and maybe some tools and so on with the growth of the company. So I was sometimes wishing like, oh, let the whole world stop, and so that I can just focus like for a couple of months on some fundamental things that I would usually never get done. And now it kind of happened. Of course, I never dreamed it would actually happen, and especially I didn't want it to happen in this way, but be careful what you wish for, and when it happens, try to use the opportunity to do some things that are really important and that you can't get done usually. I see now on social media that some people are bored being stuck at home, like they watched all the movies they wanted and so on. But I think it's really important to not lose this time. Like if you have some spare time that you now all of a sudden got on your hands, like don't waste it. Don't be on Instagram all the time or something like that. I think you can do so many things today if you have access to the internet. You can learn some new things, some things that you wanted to do for a long time. Maybe some of you have a bucket list or maybe a list of things that you wanted to do for like a New Year's decision for this year. So if you haven't ticked off most of your things, which you probably didn't do, like I don't do for most of the years, do something of that. Or there's very educational YouTube videos. For example, our video of the factory tour. So there's a 4-episode video we did where we went really into the details very openly and transparently about what we do and how we do it. So you might have a look at that and some similar things like this, or read some books. I just read some interesting books about leading companies and organization, like Measure What Matters. That was really useful to set up like goals for companies. I think that's an interesting book if you are into those kind of things. Or Death by Meeting was a good little book on how to organize meetings in companies. I'm a little bit boring. I read mostly technical and company, like business books. So maybe you have some other interests. So I think there's many things we can all do to use this time and to maybe do some things to improve. And I might start losing my belly, start working out. If you remember a few weeks ago, we had announced a design challenge for a new Rimac helmet. And we got so many great proposals, and it was super hard to find the right one or the best one. But there was one which was standing out, so today I can announce the winner. It's Lucas W. Design. So thank you for your submission, it was really great. Usually at this point we encourage you to ask us questions which we will answer in following episodes. You can still do this now, but I would like to know also how you are doing in this situation, like are you okay, and how you are using your time, if you have some tips and tricks for everybody else, how to be more productive or interesting things to do while we are locked down in our homes, or if you want to know anything about our future, feel free to do so as well. Please stay safe, use the time well, and we will keep updating you in the following weeks. So stay safe, see you.